going back to our landing page piece, clicking on your initials in the upper right corner, going into setup, go into your landing pages piece. We made a few changes, and I think we talked about a couple of these in our previous week before last, some of the things that we did. The one thing that we talked about, and I think it was because of your event, we talked about this, Jose and team, was the thank you page. Normally you'll put in some kind of text there for your thank you page. I've gone ahead and added a redirect URL so that once they register, if you don't want them to go to a thank you page itself, you can have it redirect to some other page, maybe your website or maybe something special that you would want to talk about the event or whatever. You can have it, go through and actually forward, once they've registered, forward to that next landing page or event page or whatever you want to there. If you just want to thank you, hey, thanks for registering or thanks for whatever, you can put that in this part, and it builds its own separate little landing page. So that's available to you. We did talk about, I'm pretty sure we talked about the positioning of that agent information. So on a landing page, you can have your agent information, your photo and your logo placed either at the top or at the bottom. We did offer an option where you just say, I don't want it shown at all. So you can have a none option here, basically. But in addition to that, you can tell it how you want the placement of the words in there. I think we talked about that last week, where if you want it left justified, right justified, or centered, and then also centering the container that contains those words. So like in this case, I've got it centered and centered. So if I come here and I say open in browser, so if I come down here, all the way down here at the bottom, you'll see that this block of text right here is centered between my two images. So you can tell it where I want that block of text to be, if I want it centered, if I want it left justified, or if I want it right justified. So you can tell that. But then you can also tell it, once it's in that position, do you want the text to be left justified, right justified, or centered as well inside of that block? So that's in there. The one feature that we did add previously was the video option. We've also now offer just a plain photo. Like here, I did a Zillow image. So if I come here, you can see that you can place just regular photos. So if you're doing some kind of open house registration piece, you can put the open house, the house image inside of the body of the message. You can even, whenever you're setting this up, you have the ability to define kind of its size, if it's full screen or 100%, 75% or 50%. You also have the ability to, if they click on it, have it open up something else. So in this case, if I click on this, it will open to that Zillow lead. You would want it obviously to your own website or whatever, just using this one as an example. But it allows you to, set up some clicking and stuff. The other thing that we've added is a row container, and that may not make sense to some of you, but a row is what's on a line here. So all other, just the default thing, there's only one column in a row. So this is a row, this is a row, this is a row. Each element here takes up the full length of that little defined area for the landing page piece. In this case, it's actually got, in one row, it's got two columns. It's got a left column and a right column. The left column, I put a text object or text only object. And on the right column, I put an image object. So the way I did that is you can come here, click on add a field. And in the drop downs, you'll see that we had that image piece, which allows you to choose the image stuff that we talked about, the URL for the photo, the click URL, its size and stuff like that. That's all there. But for this row piece, if you come here and say a row container can have multiple columns. So you can specify how many columns, whether it's 2, 3, or 4. Didn't really figure you needed more than 4 right now. We may add more later. But let's say you have 2 columns of information like we did on that one. You can tell it the maximum height that you want for that row in a normal situation if you want to adjust that, some padding and stuff. But if you come down here a little bit further, you can say, okay, in column 1, the left column in this case, I want to add an object. Well, I click on the plus here, and I get to choose from my field types, what fields do I want to have available.